I have a few questions from children because
Okay.
they're really inspired, especially my 10-year-old son. He was, he enjoyed the movie. I wouldn't have thought, Strange is a very intense film. So what message would you like children to get away with from the Queen of Katwe?
For me, the story of Fiona, firstly, that it's utterly true, and secondly, that she's a girl who had a dream without even knowing that she had a dream, and a gift of chess, of using her own mind to to do something that lifts her whole family out of the struggle of where they live. That is an inspiring story. Someone who it tells us that genius is in all of us. It tells us that genius is anywhere. It needs a teacher to see that spark in you. It needs a mother. It needs a street. It needs a web of people who can harness that genius in you. And like Fiona's story, she is surrounded by great poverty and great struggle, but the ability to focus on what you have and not on what you don't have, and realize that dream is what Fiona does, and that's what all of us can do. And if children, are shown, and not just, and I love that she's a girl, because we hardly ever see any models of kids who look like us, who sound like us, who are, who live like us on screen, achieve this. It's a beautiful thing, and I think it wakes us up.
Absolutely. And, the children also noticed like they were really attracted to all the moves, the smart chess moves.
Yes.
And were they real or were just for the film, for the sake of the film?
The Queen of Katwe is a film equally for chess aficionados, for chess lovers. So every single move of chess in the film, every game of chess in the film is a true game, are moves that Fiona is famous for. So Robert Katende himself, her teacher, was our chess consultant, worked with us every day.
Wow.
So with every day in the call sheet of the film, it was also the drawn out chess game of the day. Every move was rehearsed. And our children, 17 of our kids who are as the pioneers, they were all taught chess by Robert Katende for weeks before the movie began. And every game was played exactly as it had been played. And the kids got into it so much that when I would say, take one, and they would start playing the game, and then I would say cut, and they would all moan because I had to go back to one, and they would say, let us continue, Mira, please, I'm almost checkmating him. And I said, we have to go back to take two. And so it was like that. Kids, the game harnesses the kids' complete focus, and that's what's so beautiful to see. And it's also hard to direct that thinking. You have to be actually deeply involved with the game for me to be convinced that you're actually thinking. And so it was a beautiful kind of challenge, filming chess in the Queen of Katwe.
And the chess clubs at school, they're already saying they want to take all the children and see the film as soon as possible. So
that's great. Yeah,
it's a great thing. And this is really a thing I'm really interested in. I wanted to ask you. I've read that you're an enthusiastic yoga practitioner, and that you ask the cast and the crew to have like a yoga session or meditation before the day.
Yes.
It? And what are the benefits of mindfulness in filmmaking? I mean, for filmmakers.
Yes, I'm a practicing Iyengar yogi. That is a very classical form of yoga. And I like to have a senior teacher with us on the crew and we have a class. It's a voluntary class. You can't force yoga on everyone. For 1 hour before we start working in the morning. And it's a very beautiful way to firstly put the ego out of the door, to be sort of democratically together, from the movie stars to the carpenters, to practice something that gives us strength and stamina and teaches me particularly the art of resistance and surrender. Both. What is the director's task, is to find solutions, is to make everyone bloom around you. And I think practicing yoga gives me that stamina and that selflessness to be able to see the problem or the issue for what it really is, rather than the sort of tension might be around it. And also, at the end of a shoot, you're not spent. You actually have energy for the next day, because it's very hard doing what we do. So yoga has become a very sort of great foundation of my life, as well as of my making the craft of film.
It's brilliant. I really love this. And on another note is, what were the challenges of filming in Africa? The whole sort of, because it was shot on location.
In real places,
right? Yeah.
Well, my home is Kampala, Uganda. I have lived there for now 27 years. And so filming The Queen of Katwe was an enormous privilege to distill what I love about the everyday joy, the everyday dignity, and the struggle of living there. The attitude of people, which is what I call the lifeist attitude, how to embrace life fully, even if you have not much in your stomach, And that's what I live around. And it was a chance for me in Queen of Katwe to bring that on screen. The vibrancy, the sassiness, the emphasis on education, for instance. All that is what I see. But you never see that about any part of Africa. If you see Africa at all, it's always safari lands and giraffes and, or other people's lives, in our backdrop, and we are the backdrop. But this is how life is truly lived. The struggle, the dream of Fiona, the fierceness of her mother Harriet, who will protect her family against all odds, even the disappointment of dreaming, and Robert Katende. These are tales that exist around us, but you never see. So it was a great joy and a huge benefit to actually film in Katwe, where the community came out of their homes to dance and to work with us all the time. There are hardly any extras in this film. It's full of people, and they have people really leading their own lives. And I come from that cinema verite tradition of cinema of truth. And so for me, and for our actors, it was constantly a boon to be around the people that you are portraying, So I really enjoy that, the fact that you're seeing Katwe as it is, in all its sort of vibrancy, in its bird life, in its struggle, but also in its joy.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Mira.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.